Good morning guys, how are we all today? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Gavin aka Baytech, and today we're going to be playing with some Japanese scrap. Right guys, so a bit of background to this car. Basically, a few years ago, in fact it was longer than that, it was probably about 10 years ago, Simon got this car for Trxx Racing, I should say, Simon at Trxx Racing. But yeah, it was sold on to a guy I know, Robert up in Montrose, and yeah, he, the rough hooer, forgot to put oil in it and seized the cunt. I'm only joking. We'll soon tear this thing apart to see actually what has happened. That would be an interesting video, but it won't be today's, that's for sure. Right, so here we have it. This thing here is a 660cc Daihatsu Mira engine. Obviously it's a turbo. This turbo here though isn't the original. That's actually off a 1.7 TDCi Corsa, like an old turbo diesel. And obviously we just made an exhaust come off there, and it kind of comes out the bottom. Used to go to a motorbike can, but I think it fell off. Yeah, so obviously wee intercooler there for the wee scoop, and yeah, pretty simple wee engines, 3-cylinder, and it's got a nice wee Bailey dump valve as well. I forgot about that. Oh god, here we go. Alright, so this is the fuel cut defender. Basically it lets you run more boost than the standard map sensor can read. And down here we've not got a boost controller on it though, so that's not an issue. I think this was a standard boost controller, I think, but I think standardly they run like 8 or 9 psi, but I think this one was up at like 17 at one point. It actually had NOS on it at one point as well. Rad wee thing. Check out this rev gauge though, and it actually does go all the way up, you know what I mean? It does rev the tits off. Like I've had this thing like 9.5k, but it's not the worst. I've seen worse, like the arches here, there's no rust on them or anything like that, so that's always good to see. But you can see here maybe the bonnet's starting to get a little bit tattered in places, so you can get another one of them. Or a carbon fibre beast with a massive scoop. So yeah, over here lurking in the corner we've got the other engine. This is the engine that's actually going to go inside the car, and yeah, actually if you see this one has a transfer box in the back of it for 4-wheel drive, but we're not going to be going 4-wheel drive, we like it front wheel drive. Stick it in here and yeah, start pulling this thing apart. Yes guys, so what I've done now is I've basically just whipped off the front end. It's going to be over there in a pile of bits, just to see where we're at. Yeah, this is turbo I was on about. Savage wee thing. So I'll probably unbolt that as well while I'm at it, and just start working to it and taking off like auxiliaries and stuff like that until I get down to the engine mounts, I suppose. Yo, so here we are, we're getting somewhere. Start taking this thing apart, just sort of the usual, taking all the pipes and stuff like that off, downpipe, some of the wiring loom that I could get to, yeah, and just sort of moving stuff out of the way. I need to kind of start getting underneath it now. Underneath you've got sort of cross members and stuff like that, and mounts, so everything seems to be quite seized. So yeah, I'm just going to keep working with it. Keep stripping bits off. I'm going to have to take off the wheels and split the ball joints to pull out the drive shafts. I tell you what, this little bastard's been fighting me all day, like every single nut and bolt. It's just been awkward, like one way or another, like just seized or just snapping off, or generally rounded off, or I had to drill it out, or bit of a pain. So basically I'm at the stage now where I can't just lift the engine out like normal, because there's a couple of like sheared off bolts in the gearbox engine mount. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the engine crane, I'm going to hook it up to it, I'm going to pull off the subframe bolts and drop the subframe down, like the full front end, and the engine's on the ground. or something. We'll see what it goes. I've never done this before, certainly not read any manuals, so, or watched any videos. In fact, I'm not sure if there is any videos in the old YouTube on how to remove any of these engines. There we go. So now I'm going to go and rattle off the subframe bolts and drop everything. One bolt here. Right. Come you bastard. Let's get a spanner. So now, should be able to lower this down and see what cables I forgot to attach. I'm pretty sure I've got most. Right, steering linkage is now detached. Give this a breath. Little pad for stopping it squealing fucked, so just put it on with some copper grease instead. Oh yes, look at the neck of my hands. But yes, engine is out. That was that cable there I was on about, that was just inside the car, so just pulled that out and here we have it. Tell you what, actually this bait is actually not as rusty as I was thinking it was going to be. I might actually go to town and get some petrol, give this a bit of a clean down. I think the owner would appreciate that. Just to give it a nice clean so it's got a fresh start. It's new life with the new engine. Yeah, I think we'll do that. Make it all nice and clean. Yeah, and then we just need to get on to taking this thing apart. Right, into town I go, get some fuel, and we'll get back at it. So I'll see you guys in probably 1 second. Sorted. So now I've basically undone the mounts, and now just gonna see if I can get this engine off the subframe. Maybe. Oh, she's moving. Yes. I'll get all this shit moved, and yeah, I'm gonna have to swap gearboxes and have a look at clutches and stuff, see if they're interchangeable as well, because obviously that one's for four-wheel drive car, this one's for front-wheel drive car, and we'll be putting front-wheel drive car one back in again. Yeah, so what I've done here is I've split the two gearboxes now. So this one's obviously the rear-wheel drive, sort of four-wheel drive one, and this is the front-wheel drive one. This is the one we'll be using again, but I'm here playing with sort of clutches and stuff like that, and I've actually found that the one that we had an XZD clutch in it, so that's pretty cool. Condition of it, meh, but the one that came with the other one, condition of it, meh. I'll check the thicknesses of it. I did notice that the four-wheel drive one actually has like double springs. You can see that. I don't know if that's like a mistake or if it's true enough to make it, but that'll make the pedal stiff as fuck. This is the one that came with the car, so I'll stick this one back in, because I did notice, see these washers, all these washers here, they were stuck in between the flywheel and the plate itself to lift the plate off, so obviously they've had an issue with that before. However, I've just seen this, and that's not good. That's rear main seal's obviously dead, so I've whipped off that flywheel. That rear main seal looks a lot better, so I'll probably put that on here, and then that'll certainly help. Yeah, so this is the one off the old engine. I've put it in a bucket of petrol, give it a good clean down with a toothbrush, and blew it all dry. So that one's perfect. Just need to whip this one off now, and we'll get some silicone to silicone that. There we go, that looks better. So yeah, this one all put on, cleaned up, sealed up. Some Honda Bond on there, you can't beat a bit of Honda Bond, so what I'll do now is I'll put on this tray on the back of it, and then stick on the old. In fact, you know what? I'll give it a wee clean first, and then stick on the flywheel. Oh yeah, look at that, night and day. Absolutely spotless now, so no oil and stuff like that, no residue. There was a bad oil leak in that last engine, so all the oil sprayed all over the wings, and I've given it a bit of a clean up for them. I'll go to this side now and give this side a wee bit of a wipe down as well. Box is on. I gave it a really good clean, just so I'm not like mucking about all oily stuff all the time. Just the usual sort of petrol, and give that a wee douse down. My pal Jacob, he's come along and give me a wee hand. I think he's in the house just now washing his hands or something like that. I'll get a drink of juice, and then yeah, I'll introduce you to Jacob. He's been helping me out from time to time. Good lad. Now, cleaning this subframe. Absolutely clarty, but it's to try and make it a little bit easier when we're working on the car. Oh my god.
It looks really skinny, but it's so heavy.
So thick, full of shit.
What are you talking about?
Hey, everybody!
Hey!
This is Jacob.
Hello!
He's coming along to help me clean. We're just doing this fucking subframe. Like you say, it's starting to look a bit cleaner now, but it's taken a lot of graft to try and get this clean. So we'll just keep at it, keep scrubbing. Probably been at it about an hour.
So Gavin had to nip out for a wee second. Before he left, we've put the subframe onto the engine mounts. I've tightened them all up, got it all jacked up and put it roughly into the engine bay. When Gavin's back, we're going to all get it all tightened up, and she'll be ready to do other activities on it.
Oh yes, she's in, boys. She's in. Subframe is up, looking clean. Jacob's just working on the first strut just now. I'll go get some nuts and bolts to help him out, and yeah. Alright, so we're getting there, engine's in, we're just piping everything up, doing some wiring. Just need to go down the back and put on alternator stuff, but everything's all plugged in, so soon enough I think we'll go for some cranking just to get oil pressure in the place. That reminds me I need to put oil in it. So yeah, just getting there, final stages now. We've not got any water in there yet, Ken, we're not getting ahead of ourselves. What we're going to do is we're going to disconnect the coils, and we're going to see if we can crank it over, and just to get oil pressure up and make sure it'll crank over, I suppose. So yeah, do you want to jump in and get a wee crank, my man? Yeah, good. Go for that again. Okay. That's fuel pressure, so that's good. Right, 2 seconds. I'm interested. It's like fucking 12 o'clock at night. But I want to see if it'll fire, but if it does fire, man, switch it off straight away. 2 seconds. I'll put this rag over the exhaust so it's not too loud. Okay, man, go for it. Switch off just pretty much straight away if it goes. Oh, yes!
Hell yeah, man!
Fucking hell, man! That's gonna go, isn't it? Oh yeah! That's how that baby, this baby that we've chucked in like a matter of a day, it started. Doesn't even look like there's any oil leaks or anything, which is like a first. Here, let's do that again. Do that again. It wasn't too loud. Oh, here we go. Yes! That is the crack. I'm buzzing about that. Absolutely buzzing. And it sounds nice and equal for a 3-pot. It wasn't down a cylinder. I think the owner will be very happy. I'm very happy with it. You happy with it?
Yeah, it went together pretty quickly. Like.
Yeah. Class, man.
Oh, man.
It's fucking man. I can't wait to rip this wee thing's head off.
Yeah.
It's so simple, eh?
I know, it literally took like what? 5 hours
Aye.
from scrap. Engine was lying over there.
And she's back together again. Coolant's in it. Everything looks fine. The issue we have though is down here we have the boost pipe, and yeah, she's going to have to come up here and onto this somehow. I'll probably have to cut it here and then maybe weld some piping down to it, but the pipes we've got just now actually won't fit in there because that's too big. Sorry, it won't fit in here, it's too big. And that's obviously the turbo inlet. But yeah, things raring to go. Fucking buzzing. See if the bonnet closes actually, because that radiator's in a different place. Are you ready? Oh yes. Man, do you want to pop the bonnet? It's like a wee plunger. Make sure that works as well. Haha! Fucking perfect. Like I say, I was going to start it tomorrow, but we end up starting it tonight quickly. I've not got an exhaust made for it, and probably won't bother with an exhaust. The owner likes loud cars. So, yeah, I'll leave it here. And if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much. If you're first time here, please subscribe and like and comment if you want. Call me a dafty and I'm doing everything wrong, but you know how it goes. Right guys, much love and we'll catch you next vid. Cheers.
See you later.
Night night car. What the hell?